Hey there friends, I'm Andrew from the Scrapbox, and I like to make little dioramas of video games I've played out of Lego. Like those ones. And this week, there was a game that came out that took me completely by surprise, so we're going to jump straight into the pit. Into the Pit is a game where a son finds out that his unemployed father is secretly a furry. No, that's wrong. Try again. Into the Pit is a story about a boy who jumps into an old ball pit and gets ringworm, and the fever causes him to hallucinate until he eventually goes insane. Really? Fine, I'll do it myself. Into the Pit is about a boy named Oz who spends his summer at an old pizzeria, discovers an ancient closed-off ball pit, portal to the past. They're all dancing and having a good time. There's an evil one there and he's trying to creep up on people. Children are screaming and it's holding glowing eyes. Help me. That's a pretty simple story. You should play it. Play it. Do it. It is a very fun, very good scary game. So today, out of Lego, we're going to be making the protagonist, Oz, and our antagonist, and a little diorama for them to stand in. Let's get to it! Before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe to let me know if I'm doing a good job, and to help us on our way to 70K. You might want to hold your breath for this next part. Oswald is a strange kid. But who can blame him with the life he's had? One of the few remaining families in a dying city, hanging out in a dirty old pizzeria all summer, his dad turning into a murderous animatronic. We gotta give this boy a break. So we're gonna give him some simple, short, dark blue legs, and a Ron Weasley face that screams, "Help! I've been traumatized and emotionally neglected." But for his torso, we're gonna custom make that one. It turns out that while there are a lot of blue jacket torsos, there's none with red and yellow stripes. So I'm using this Harry Potter torso as a template, then adding the colorful stripes on myself. There's the front, and there's the back. We'll print them on water slide decals, which allows us to take the designs, submerge them in water, then spend a stressful amount of time making sure it gets in there perfectly. Nice. For the hair, I tried. I couldn't find hair that matched his level of fluffiness. And most of the swept back hairs would have made him look like an old man. So I settled on this piece that has swept back locks, but unfortunately has a drooping bit. Let's see what he looks like all put together. Overall, I think he works well for who he is. His design is simple, well made, and shows great emotion. On the bad side, I do wish I could find him better hair. 2 out of 3 stars. Thus we have our main protagonist, the poor, neglected, and honestly very brave for a kid, Oswald. But I know what you're here for. You're here for Springtrap. Well, let's go. Springtrap can accurately be defined as a father, a business partner, and a man who very much enjoyed dressing up as a large animatronic rabbit and unaliving his victims. He has appeared many times throughout the Fnaf series, and just like a bad rash,
I always come back.
Now there are plenty of third-party animatronic minifigures, but that's the problem. They're minifigures. In all adaptations, Freddy and the crew aren't people-sized, they are behemoths, standing at 7, 8, 9 feet tall. We can even see in the game that Springtrap is so much taller than Oz's dad, who's a fully grown man. So we're gonna brick build Springtrap's body, which will help with the size and the bulkiness of the character. You'll need these parts if you want to follow along at home. In true Lego aesthetic, the legs are square but with added knee joint detail. They attach to this bar for the pelvis, and then I add this whole nonsense to make the torso. Let's slide this bar in here, bulk out the shoulders, and add some tiles. The buttons are just decals. I stole this bow tie from the True Terror, my failed Bing Bong. One stud on top, and now his arms. I searched for yellow claws for so long before I found out Lego doesn't make them in yellow. But if we attach that all, we'll have the body. Now, a reasonable person would make something like this and call it a day. But something that no one's ever accused me of is being reasonable. Let's make a custom head. Now the first step to any Blender sculpt is destroying the cursed cube.
Was that the bite of 87?
Now that we took care of business, we can add a little of this, a bit of that.
Some of these. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Yeah. Yeah. Almost there, Ed.
Done.
Now let's see how it looks so far.
We're gonna slice this one up and send it straight to the printer, where it'll be printed in resin, washed, and then given a high dosage of UV rays. It's beautiful. Oh, but now I have to paint it. Yellow's the worst color to paint. How many coats do you think it took to get a good yellow? Pause now and take your guess in the comments. Revealing the answer in 3, 2, 1. It was 9. At least the details are a little more fun to add. I've got the ears, and the nose, and the bottom. This is gonna be the newest fashion sensation, huh? I'm gonna add an extra stud between his head and his body so it looks like his jaw's open. Let's get him his eyes and a final look. Pros: he's too spooky. Definitely looks like a mechanical suit, and he's accurately sized. Cons: he's too spooky. I'm not sure about his torso being a circle, and I wish the gray parts were yellow, but I was just using the pieces I have. 3 stars. Alright, with Oz and Springtrap out of the way, I'm sure you're already guessing what the little diorama is going to be. And if not, the game's titled Into the Pit, and it's about a ball pit, and you should have hopefully been able to put... We're making the ball pit. We're making it. Yeah. The diorama base is just over 9x9 studs, but since math is hard, we're gonna use an 8x8 plate. Ew, it's dusty. We've got a 4-sided snot brick stacked on 2 1x1 plates, and each corner is gonna get one. Get some tiled off 2x8s for the sides, and the back will be 2 2x4 tiles, a little thinner for reasons you'll understand later. Now the front is special because it needs a clip. That clip will have a ladder so you could safely climb into the diseased pit. In the game, the color of the poles to the ball pit fluctuate between green and blue, but I picked green because it looks good. These 1x1 cylinders have a bar inside for support, and you can tell it's not gonna move. Nothing. I'll have 2 in the front, but the 2 in the back will have a net across them for extra decor. And I'm putting this green rope on the front just for fun. Time to add the balls to the pit? Man, that never works. Fine, I'll do it myself. Bunch of random plates. Now I have a use for all my 1x1 round studs. All of them. The corner test looks decent. Oh, and now you'll spin nicely. Okay, it's ready. Which means let's put our characters in and take our final look. I'm honestly very impressed with how it came out. I was not expecting to do this project. I wasn't even aware that it was the 10th year anniversary of Five Nights at Freddy's. I know. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to put this part in the video because I'm not sure if I've actually made a Patreon yet. But if I have and you're watching it, then I've made a Patreon where you can subscribe. Anyways, you all probably know how Patreon works. You pick your tier and then you get little things. Like you can have Oswald's pattern for his torsos or the 3D model for Springtrap. I picked Patreon because it lets you upload different 3D models and other things don't let you do that. It's in the description. As we close for the day, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that fun YouTube stuff. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but very important. If you end up climbing into an old ball pit, please get checked for ringworm. Alright, that's it. You have a good one. Bye.